let's talk about the Knights and quarterback play with one of the greatest to play in the black and gold. He is McKenzie Milton, a return guest on the Sons of UCF Live. KZ, welcome back.
What's up, boys? Appreciate y'all having me again.
Before we talk about John Rice Plumlee and the game on Friday against Louisville, a couple of things from you. How's fatherhood treating you?
It's the best hood, man. I'm loving it, bro. Not getting much sleep, but took him to his first game yesterday, and it was a great time.
Well, that's good. What game? What game did you bring him to?
Brought him to the South Carolina State game.
Oh, last week. Okay, gotcha. And you're doing a little broadcasting. You're getting into this business a little bit more. How's that treating you?
Yeah, it's going good. I'll be doing the pregame show with Scott Adams, and then I'll probably do about 3 games on the sideline this year. Just getting my feet wet, venturing off into some other things outside of the playing days. And, it's a lot of fun getting exposed to some different avenues.
Your LinkedIn profile continues to grow, what with your work with Mission Control, amongst other things that we'll get into in a little bit. So John Rice Plumlee, coming off a little bit of time having not played quarterback, he lights it up in that opening game against South Carolina State.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought he looked good. I thought his energy looked good. He looked confident. I think that was a good intro out of being out of it for about 2 to 3 years playing wide receiver, and really didn't miss a beat. I think this week will be a little bit of a tougher test, but I think if he brings that same energy, that same moxie, I think the Knights will have a good year.
Casey, a lot of people compare you and JRP, just, same number, right? A little bit of same style of play. But I think an interesting comparison is what he's doing this year to what you did last year. How tough is it to come into a team as a transfer, to learn a bunch of new guys, learn a new system, learn a new space, learn a new offense? What kind of challenges come with doing something like that? And how do you think JRP's done as he's transitioned here to UCF?
Yeah, I think the toughest position to transfer in is being a quarterback. You got to earn the respect of everybody in that locker room. You got to learn a whole new playbook, and it's not an easy thing to do. But I think he's done a great job just being himself in the locker room. He's a really good kid. I think he's earned the respect of those guys just with the way he works, the energy he brings, and I just love watching him. I love the way he was bouncing around the field, the way he was feeding off the energy with the guys. It's fun to watch when you see guys having fun out there.
Tomorrow is the first game of the revenge tour. The 4 teams we lost to last year, we play again this year, this time at home. You guys did the similar thing. In 2016, we lost games to Maryland, Temple, the Cows, and then came back in 17. How much did that play into the preparation for those games? Did you guys really talk about the year before that much going into those games?
Yeah, of course. You definitely not that it carries over, but that sting, it for sure stings a little bit. Double OT against Maryland, and then last second drive with PJ Walker to beat us in 16. It's like you want to get after him, you want to get him back, and the way they lost last year, the way the Knights lost last year was in heartbreaking fashion. And, I know those guys are hungry. And, I told a couple of them this week, man, don't come in sleepwalking, even though they got beat pretty good against Syracuse. They're a good team, and they got a really good quarterback. He struggled a bit last week, but, if we don't keep him in the pocket, it's probably going to be a long day.
How important is the scout team this week in preparation for Malik Cunningham? And put on your coaching hat for a second. What would you be doing defensively? He's going to get his plays, but how do you contain him effectively?
Yeah, I think ideally you have a guy that can match speed for speed and can tackle well. I don't know if you guys watched the Florida State game on Sunday. They had Kalen DeLoach, a linebacker, but the guy probably runs 4.5, and towards the end of the game, he was spying the quarterback for LSU that was running a lot. So I think you can do stuff like that. You can get into a bare front look where you have the linebacker covering up the center, and you just have him drop back. So you get a body on a body rushing 4 guys, and then you just have him spying the QB. I think that's one thing you can do. But a guy like Malik, you probably want to have more than one body on him, just because that first guy is going to have a hard time trying to tackle him. So I say that's one thing. And then the DNs, they can't get too far up the field. They got to be able to make that second move once they see Malik try and exit the pocket. So don't get too caught up in rushing the passer in a sense of trying to get sacks right away, because your sacks might come as a result of him trying to scramble and make moves out of the pocket. So I think for Tremont Morris-Brash, he's got to do a good job of, not getting too excited and just being patient and let the game come to him.
Casey, we're also breaking in an offensive line, 5 guys who have never played together before, a new quarterback who never played with them before too. How long does it take for that kind of unit to gel together? And realistically, how quickly can they get to that point where they become a cohesive unit?
I'm sorry, repeat that one more time.
How long will it take the offensive line, do you think, to gel together? Again, 5 guys who haven't played together before, a new quarterback. How long do you think it'll take for that group to kind of really gel together?
It takes time. It definitely takes time to get on the same page of, making protection calls and all that. But I think they have a good catalyst of guys with Lokahi Paole, Matt Lee, and Sam Jackson, who played a lot of ball together. So I don't think it'll be a long time before it clicks for them. But it does take some time, in game reps and whatnot, just getting on the same page, filling everybody out and how they work together. But I think they'll be fine.
Tomorrow's supposed to be a sloppy weather game. It's going to rain a lot in the afternoon, maybe during the game. How much do you think that changes the game plan, if at all? And what about for you as a player, preparation-wise? You doing something different? You changing out the cleats, doing anything different that way?
Nah, I'm just hoping and praying it doesn't rain because I'm trying to throw the ball. But that's really stuff that's out of your control. The thing about it in Florida, if it's raining, it's probably thunder and lightning. So that kind of puts a damper in things if things get delayed. Luckily, when I was playing, we never really had any rain delays like that. Maybe other than one game. But I'm crossing my fingers. Every day it says it's going to rain, and then hopefully it blows over within 20 minutes, kind of like last week, and we can play some football.
Did it surprise you Coach Malzahn and staff kept Isaiah Bowser and, of course, Plumlee late into that game instead of, rotating out some guys?
Nah, not really. I mean, it's game one. You want to knock off the rust. A lot of those guys probably weren't taking a whole lot of hits in fall camp. So, it's a long season, and, you don't want to come in rusty in a game two because you don't get enough reps in a game one because you're blowing a team out. So I understand in that aspect, but there does come a point where, you want to keep your core guys healthy. So I didn't think they were overworking them or anything like that. But, I think this game has a chance to be a three or 4 quarter game. So those guys will need those guys from start to finish this week.
We saw the defense play really well against South Carolina State. They played really well at the end last season, too. As a quarterback, when you have a stout defense, does that change the way you approach the game? Does that change some things that you might do on the field, knowing the other side of the ball, you've got some really good guys out there?
Yeah, I think it just, you got to try and find matchups is really the one thing. Hopefully against any defense, you can find 1 or 2 guys you can try and exploit with your best guys. And, teams like Alabama would do a good job with that, with like Jamison Williams and Devontae Smith, motioning them, getting them matchups on linebackers and so on and so forth. But typically, if there's not one guy that you can go after, it's going to be a tough game. And I feel like UCF has that kind of defense. All their DBs can cover. They're all really fast. The linebackers can run sideline to sideline. So it's a good problem to have when you don't necessarily have a fish, is what I like to call them. You want to go fishing while you're on offense, but if there's not any fish out there, that's when you really got to scheme some stuff up to create rub routes and expose maybe some coverage checks that they have into certain formations. But you're in for a good one when the defense is they got guys from 1 to 11.
You hear a lot of coaches say the biggest improvement is going from week 1 to week 2. What do you want to see us improve on the most coming off the game last week?
I want to see the O-line enforce their will on this defense this week. If it's a rainy game, I want us to be able to run the ball on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down and move the chains doing that. And I want to see this team dominating the trenches on both sides of the ball more than anything. I know we got skill guys all across the board, from quarterback to receivers to DBs. But I want to see these guys in the trenches really showcase what they can do against a Power 5 opponent.
So the turnover in that game last week, and John Rice Plumlee takes after the South Carolina State defender. And then, hey, there's Ryan O'Keefe. How would McKenzie Milton have fared in that battle against Ryan O'Keefe down the field?
I probably would have pulled a hamstring trying to chase him down. Golly, I thought JRP was going to get him. He was humming, and then Ryan came out of nowhere. But that's just the kind of kid he is, man. Just all heart, all effort, and all the time. So super proud of the maturation he's had in his career, and he'll probably be playing on Sundays because of it.
That's a play that really stands out to coaches too, doesn't it? And fellow teammates. You see a guy that's willing to do that to show to his team, we can stop him. Defense, we'll turn it over to the defense, but we're going to stop him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of reminds you of like DK Metcalf against the Arizona Cardinals with Budda Baker, and the Seahawks ended up stopping him on that drive. It's like those are game-changing plays if you can get a stop there on the 2-yard line, and that's when it really comes down to the game of inches and effort. And Ryan O'Keefe was on the completely opposite side of the ball and just made an effort play. And like I said, that's just more who he is as a person than a player.
McKenzie, obviously this game is a night game, 7:30 in the Bounce House. You've played a lot of games in the Bounce House. It's always electric. How is it different at night in the Bounce House?
Man, it just is, bro. It just is. You can't really. I'm sure you experience it as a fan and whatnot. But when it's fully packed, and hopefully it is on Friday, which it should be, I encourage all Night Nation, man. Even if it's raining, suck it up, stick it out to the end. Let's get out there, support our guys. Let's pack the Bounce House like it's a Friday night on Black Friday playing USF in 2017. Let's do it for those guys, and let's let them feel that atmosphere, and let's feel it as fans. There's nothing like it. It's the coolest atmosphere in college football.
I wanted to ask you this last time. I didn't get to it. I have a McKenzie Milton jersey, right? And I bought it after the Peach Bowl. And, it's got the Peach Bowl patch on there, everything. So I wore it the next season, opening day. We won. Next time I wore it was the time when you broke your leg, right? And I didn't want to wear it again. I ended up wearing it again for the Pittsburgh game. We know how that went. I wore it again for the Louisville game last year. We know how that went. What do I have to do? Do I have to get rid of this thing? Do I need you to, put it in your hands and change the lock on this thing or what?
Nah, man, you made the mistake of not wearing it the other games because we won most of them.
I tried when the team's wearing white. Yeah, I wanted to match the team, so that's kind of my thing. But I haven't worn it since last year. I don't know. When do I bring it back?
Maybe when we make a New Year's thing. I'll wear it all the time, bro. That's a nice jersey. That's stamped. I would wear it all the time.
You know what? I did put it on last year when you came in the game for the first time at FSU. I went in the closet. I saw you come in the game. I threw the thing on. You did great, but then you guys lost that game too. So I don't know. Is this thing cursed or what?
I don't think it's cursed. I think I think there's a lot more to it than just a jersey. I think play calling and some other external variables, but it's not a jersey, man, because we won the first time you wore it, so it's all good.
KZ, as you know, our friends Jan and Britt, when they make a request of you, you take that seriously. So when Jan messages me, can you bring up Britt's Bunch and the big event on October 15th to KZ when you have them on the show? I can't say no to Jan and Britt. So, of course, I've got to ask about that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're putting together a fundraiser, and Mission Control sponsoring it as well. Trying to raise funds to really take these kids that are some terminally ill and just very underserved and underprivileged in the sense that they don't have much, and raising funds to take them to the Navy game, last home game of the season, as well as take them Christmas shopping. The goal is to raise $10,000 via ticket sales as well as a silent auction at Britt's Brunch. And, I have full confidence we'll meet that goal, but it's going to take everybody's effort and contributing to these kids that are battling sickle cell. And, it hits close to home because, my late friend, Otis Anderson Jr., he battled sickle cell trait as well. So definitely a great cause. And thank you, Britt. Thank you, Jan, for allowing me to be a part of it, allowing Mission Control to be a part of it. And, I love you guys.
All right, McKenzie, a lot of controversy. Mike brought up jersey, so I got to ask you, what are your thoughts on the new look for the Knights, the new jersey sets? Obviously, we've only seen live in person the black jersey, but a few different options. What are your thoughts on the new combos for UCF?
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself on this one. If we win a lot of games, I'm sure Knight fans will love them a lot. I'm kind of missed the gold trim though. That's really the only thing that is missing for me is the little bit of the gold trim there and then on the sleeves. But I think I'm just partial to that because that's what I wore. I'm just glad we didn't go back to the mustard yellow.
you and a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right, you were on the broadcast last week doing the pregame show. Tell me, scout yourself now. What improvements do you have to make going into tomorrow's game?
So I was using AirPods initially, so Scott got me a new headset, so it's not as spotty. That's why I got the corded headphones on now. That'll be the main thing, just not being as spotty and probably just doing a little more homework on the opponent and UCF. But all in all, I think I want to say it comes natural because I still get a little nervous, but I've done a lot of interviews just playing and post game stuff. But I would say it'd be a little tougher, kind of just talking organically, if that makes sense, instead of like answering questions and whatnot. So I would say that would probably be my biggest adjustment, going into commentating, just doing the homework and being ready for the stuff. But, thankfully I'm an avid football fan. I watch a lot of football, and I think the Bills game started.
It did.
So I'm a football junkie, so I feel like I'm pretty well versed on what I'm talking about. So that gives me a great advantage.
I had asked you a question in a post game, and then that session ended, walked out, and I was talking with your mom and your dad, and then you came out, and your dad said, do you know Trace? And he's like, he just asked me a question. And you just sort of flip like, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
What's going on with Mission Control?
Yeah, so we just had our pep rally yesterday for the Louisville game at Island Wing Company while the coaches show was going on. And then this Friday we got an Apollo tailgate at partnered with 3MG, our partners. And, we got our weekly virtual spaces going right now. Potentially might move that to a podcast format. We'll see. But right now I think the fans enjoyed the Twitter spaces with Ryan Bass and whatnot. So it's going great. I'm fired up for where it's headed. We just want to keep taking care of these athletes in fun, creative ways and engaging them with the fans.
KZ, there's not enough podcasts out there. So, one more. Just add one more. There's not enough competition.
We'll see.
All right, Casey, speaking of tailgates, my friend and yours, Mr. Michael Hoffman, he sent me a little text earlier and said that I guess you guys have worked something out, and we can announce officially we're going to be at Boca for the FAU game, and you're going to join the tailgate party that Gordon and Partners and Sons of UCF are throwing. So first off, don't know what you're getting into hanging out with us, man, but we're excited to have you swing by the tailgate and hang out with you for a little bit.
I'm fired up. Maybe we should do a live podcast down there. Adam, you guys, man, thank you guys for having me. Michael, thank you, brother. Really looking forward to next week, man. Let's go take over Boca.
Let us know what kind of music you want us to start playing. What kind of food? You got any food requests?
Mike makes a mean potato salad if you follow along on this.
Man, let's make it a luau while we're at it. Let's have some island music, some Kahlua pigs, some rice, some poke.
All right.
We're at the beach. We might as well.
We had this question a few weeks ago, McKenzie, in a mailbag question. Someone thinks that you might be a ringer at beer pong just because of your quarterback days. Did you have a tailgate game that you excel at that we do not want to play you in?
Honestly, probably not. I'm really not any good at beer pong. I'll occasionally hit a clutch shot here and there, but I wasn't doing a whole lot of drinking in college. I got that out of the way my freshman year, even though I was 18, 19. But I wasn't doing a whole lot of partying when I was playing ball and whatnot, so I really didn't get exposed to a whole lot of beer pong matches. Gabe first touchdown of the season, baby. Let's go.
There we go.
Let's go.
That was quick.
I hope y'all got on his fantasy team. Let me see it. Hold up. Sorry, I gotta check this one out. Boy.
Yeah, give us the play-by-play and the replay.
Motion to the edge.
Slight motion. Oh, great play call. Great play call. Man, that's what you gotta love. The X's and O's blocked down on the DN. Jalen Ramsey sucked up. Great call. Man, I love football. That's awesome. That's awesome.
You got to be careful with the cheering now. You got the baby in there. You can't be too loud next time Gabe scores.
Man, I literally woke up the kid on Sunday when they blocked the kick. I was like, oh, man, I didn't think I'd be rooting for Florida State as much as I was, man. I was glad to see they did that, man. Beating LSU, that was good program win for those guys.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing you in this big takeover down in Boca Raton. All right, final thought from you, UCF and Louisville. keys to the game, and what do you think the outcome is?
Keys to the game, my number one key to the game, and really only key to the game, key to success for UCF is keep number 3, Malik Cunningham, in the pocket. I apologize. I got a call from our brother. I think he's got Gabe on his fantasy team. My number one key to the game and really only key to success is keep number 3, Malik Cunningham, in the pocket. You saw last week that Syracuse did a great job bottling him up. I think he threw 2 interceptions, and if we do that, I think we win by 2 or 3 scores against these guys.
Sounds good. We like that analysis. McKenzie Milton, we appreciate you being with us on Sons of UCF Live, and we'll see you for the big tailgate in Boca.
See y'all in Boca. See y'all tomorrow.
Thanks,
All right.
Casey.
All right,
Thanks,
fellas.
KZ.